So, welcome back to HR Tech Fest. I'm really excited and delighted to be joined by Chris Havrilla, who Chris I've known and watched her career for some years, sometimes up close, sometimes from a distance. Really excited about what you're doing at Burson and your new role. First of all, hat tip and congratulations on your new job.
Thank you, sir.
I think that Chris is going to be an analyst of choice from really stemming that practitioner and technology viewpoint, but still having that reality of lots of battle scars and lots of wounds. So I'm really excited. I think you will be a top 3 ranked analyst within 18 months. Super excited about that. So delighted to have you here. You've been here in Sydney doing your talk, long way from home, long way from Atlanta.
Long way from home.
Doing your talk. So tell us, what were the key messages? If you're going to boil down your presentation, what were the key messages?
Sure. I mean, the key from, that I really wanted to get across was about transformation. So I've been doing that for a long time, but we're coming into a point now where the demands, we're kind of in a perfect storm, so to speak, right? You've got all these demographic changes and technology changes and, this demand for personalization and career focus and, there's just, it's kind of coming from every direction, right? We've got all these demands, we've got all these forces, we've got the C-suite kind of in chaos going, we've got disruptions around talent and experience and business models, and we've been, as HR people, talking about being strategic for a very long time. Now we're getting to a point where we have no choice, right?
So you feel perfect storm?
It is, it's a perfect storm. So here's chaos. How do you get through chaos? How do you start transforming? We've been getting away with incremental change for a long time, right? Tweak here, tweak there. But the last 30 years, and I love this whole idea of, us working for robots and all the fear around that. And, it's kind of like we've been working for the machine for 3 decades now.
Yeah.
But, what is this process to get through transformation, to go through and break through stuff that hasn't been done before? So, if we're doing new technology, we're doing all these things, there's got to be a lot of fear. And I am seeing a lot of inertia. I'm seeing, because it's kind of like, it's a lot, right? And then you've got, on top of this, all this technology that you don't understand. So what are the keys to making this technology actually work for us instead of us working for it? And to me, there's 2 key things, data. Making sure that your data is clean, auditing your data, go get help doing it if you don't have help internally to help you. But all these workarounds and all these things that we've done because we've been a slave to the machines for so long, we've been doing lots of workarounds and shortcuts, and we can't do that anymore, right? So we got to get that data clean. Why? Because if we start to embrace intelligent software, right, which is kind of the great hope of getting some of this intelligence, and, getting the transactions off of us, getting, recommendations and guidance so we can start being freed up to have relationships and be able to make better decisions and all of the promises of all this new technology. We still have to do the work. All the stuff that we need to develop machines.
Just let me ask you a question on that then. So, and it's something that somebody said to me actually after my talk today, and she said, look, 4 years ago I saw you did data for good, data for evil. 3 years ago you were doing a different data topic, but roughly you were still saying the same things. What's different now that we're kind of 3, 4, and I've seen you doing the same thing in one way or another, that we've been talking to people about data and get your house in order and do this stuff.
Right.
So what's different today that makes us say perfect storm to what it was 5 years ago when we were saying you need to start thinking about your data?
Well, we've been data rich, but information poor, right? So we've been feeding the system and feeding the systems, but not always doing it diligently. But where the stakes are higher this time is if we're
There's
using
actual outputs.
And exactly, we're using intelligent software to get rid of transactions off our plate, to have better insights, to get guidance and actually augment what we do. The machines are learning from this data. So, and I'll liken it to, everything I do is very logical. Everything I do.
Right.
Right?
We're simple people.
Very simple. exactly. But if I don't have good data and I'm not working with data, I go off in some pretty crazy directions, right? And the machines are no different. So
that's why you'd have Amazon
absolutely
with their misogyny machine kind of coming out and saying, oh,
right.
we only hire women or whatever.
Exactly. So your data will tell a story and it will, give and teach the machines, but what is it teaching it, right? And so, AI, I use it, in quotes, but really are more like supervised learning systems.
Learning and recommendation.
Exactly, and I think explains it that way, but I love it. But it's data, and it's algorithms or business rules, and human teachers, right? It's this combination that has to work together. And so I talk a lot about, okay, this is what this is, so get your data in order. And all the work we needed to do to make enterprise software even work, right, is all the things we need to do to get to get all the advantages out of intelligence software. But the answers are kind of being at the intersection of a lot of different things. But I am a big proponent of HR people learning design thinking because it's a structured methodology to do problem solving that's human-centric and goes through a series of steps that help you reduce the risk of things that haven't been done before. So there's a lot of fear, and that's okay, right? You're trying to get through the fog and you can't see where you're going, but there's a structured methodology to do that. And it does reduce the risk of, the idea of, what you're doing itself and the execution of it.
So how do we, a lot of the organisations we talk about and the people who come to conferences are in the bubble, they're data focused, they talk about design thinking. What advice would you give to someone in a normal rank and file, middle America, middle Australia organisation who's not kind of at the forefront of this? Where do they start?
Right. For me, go learn design thinking. So where would you go? There are definitely places you can go to learn it. But then it's about execution. You need help. So I think most people can look internally to their innovation groups internally. There's a lot of companies that have them, Skunkworks or, innovation teams. If you don't, then get a partner. It's one thing to learn how to fish. And it's another thing to go do it when the boat is rocking or turning over or the storms come in, right? But it's really using a structured methodology to go through things that haven't been done before and to solve problems in a very human-centric way is what we're all tasked to do right now, whether we like it or not, right? The apathy and the inertia it's not okay anymore. We have to reinvent ourselves, we have to reinvent the function, but we also have to lead the workforce through that because it's happening across the board.
And that's our challenge.
And that's our challenge. So if you're up for the challenge, those are the ways that you can get through it.
That's fantastic. It's been a pleasure as always.
No problem.
Listening to I feel like this is the second time around we've heard this. I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I look forward to hearing more from you.
Excellent.
Good luck in the new job.
Thank you.